What's up, world? This is Demetrius, Guyton, and this is my queen, Dedra. And we just gonna let y'all have an inside scoop on, um, just a subject that we just decided to talk about. It's called transparency and healing. And my queen and I, we've been through a lot together, trying to grow and try to learn, and trusting and being transparent and overcoming things of the past, and just stuff like that I think is very paramount in any relationship. It don't have to be a marriage. It could be just a relationship. You have to be able to communicate and be honest and open with each other so that you can get the necessary healing that you need, and so that you can move forward in the freedom. And look, this is a lifelong journey. You're not perfect, and it's not going to happen overnight. Okay? We're talking about two people from two different walks of life coming together to make this thing work. And so we figured out just little crumbs on the surface of how to make it work. It starts with transparency. And then in transparency, it brings forth transformation. We get that. We understand that. So my queen and I, we were just sitting around just throwing ideas and bouncing ideas and just saying, hey, I think that'll be something helpful for other people out there that really need this. Because, the devil is sabotaging too many relationships. And God has gone out of his way to bring soulmates together, to bring people together. And if you will really sit down and really think about the whole entire journey of your personal life and how all of that was used to bring you together, hey, you'll be one most humble person once you get to the person that you know that your soul belongs with. Your soul belongs with. So, let me turn the TV down a little bit. Alright, now, this video has been pre-recorded, and after you get in the dialogue with me and my queen, we're just going to talk a minute, not going to be long, and I'm going to upload and share with you, and hopefully y'all be inspired. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, share, whatever, let's have a conversation, a real conversation, okay? Let's do this. Now, first of all, how's love treating you?
Awesome. Love is absolutely awesome. Since my King Demetrius and I met, it's really been a transforming thing for me altogether. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about him as well. One thing I really learned is that it takes getting to the place where you care so much for not just yourself, but for your mate. You care so much about how they feel, what they think, what's best for them. It takes you getting to that place so that you can feel comfortable with the place of transparency. So it really took me a minute to get to that place, because transparency means you are actually having to be naked. Whatever blanket you're accustomed to taking along with you to make you feel comfortable, regardless of what that blanket is, you gotta let that blanket go, So, for a long time I felt like, the little character in Charlie Brown, carrying my blanket with me everywhere I went. But some point, I got to where, hey, I really love my soulmate. I love him. God placed him in my life. He went out of his way to make this happen. I gotta let go of my blanket. So that's where, I just took my thumb out my mouth, dropped my blanket, and, just fell in. And that really was a transforming thing for me. It transformed me. And because of it, it transformed where we are with each other in our relationship now. It brings more assurance and validation to a relationship. it brings more love to relationships. So I really, really thank God for the journey of getting to the place of sacrificing all of my own comforts of self to let go so that I could transform and become, so that I could have truth into play and into working, and transparency for our growth together in this relationship. So
I'm trying not to choke up because, that really humbles me as a man. Because, babe, I never thought you were listening. I never thought you were paying attention. I thought, I talk to you all the time about this. I thought, it just settled. And it was just like, forget about you, emotions, I think, I express, so it's something about love that makes you dive deeper into a person's being to go from just a choice to now I want to learn about them. I want to learn why they do what they do, how they do what they do, and then how they think. And it comes through communication.
right.
That's another thing I want to say. Communication. Is that not key?
That's always key.
That
Always key.
is the motor in the car.
Yes.
Communication. Honest communication. You're not going nowhere if that motor ain't like it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So we came to discover that too. I don't care how bad it is, how bad the infraction was, how painful it is, you got to talk. You got to communicate how you feel.
That's right.
And once you communicate how you feel, and both parties are not sympathetic, but are understanding and compassionate enough to say, man, it wasn't you, it was me. And I got to deal with that. Once you get to that point where you're honest with yourself and say, look, it wasn't you, it was me. Then you have to do an inventory of yourself. You got to sit back, you got to think, okay, what was it about yesterday that I allowed to come into my today that's going to hinder my future? You got to think future.
Right.
When you together with a person, especially the older you get, you got to think future. Now, in your teens, you just floating around and passing through time, and hopefully somebody come into your life that can catch you before you get way out there and you become exceptional. Hopefully somebody can talk to you and bring exceptionalism, inject exceptionalism into your veins so you can understand that that's how you need to flow. Because you're going to get our age. And you're going to get older. And you don't want to bring all that baggage from, what it is that you didn't get, or, what it is that you endured into a real relationship. You want to sit down and talk about it. So this generation, these teenagers, they don't want to sit down and talk. They just do. They just do. They just do. They just straight driven and straight action, and I'm polished up. I want the shiny stuff. I want the money. I want the cars. I want the homes. I want this. I want the baddest girl. I want the finest man, and don't even know who they are. Don't even sit down and talk. It's all image. It's not integrity at all.
You have to come to know and grow.
You got to know and grow. You got to know and grow. Because, hey, just like you came to that person with your experiences, that person came to you with their experiences. And if you don't understand to know and grow, man, you're going to lose them just as quick as you get them. Because you're gonna see that it's been superficial. So now the game been played, the exchanges has been made, and you left empty with a deeper void, with a darker hole, and you realize it's superficial. So we just don't want you to go on to your 30s and 40s and 50s and stuff before that light come on. Bang! Oh my God. Man. So.
But what's so crazy too is that sometimes you don't even know that you don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know that you don't know
Yeah.
until you get to the place to where you're with someone in your life that is so paramountly special to you that you're willing to find out what you don't know about yourself and what things about yourself needs to grow and what things need to change for the better of the relationship, for the betterment of your mate. So until you get to that place where, I don't care, how I'm feeling, it's about, what's going to make my mate better, what's going to help them. You won't know that you don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. See the key points that's coming out from transparency. Just keep it real. Just keep it real. Your journey has been your journey. Theirs has been theirs. You got to figure out what it is and come together and make it work. That's what it's all about. That chemistry. It's about lifelong progression. It ain't about temporal stuff. You can't expect permanent results with temporal decisions. You can't do that. It takes work.
Yeah, it does take work. This thing takes work.
Yeah, it takes work.
And in everything, whatever you're doing in the relationship with one another and you're growing together, do it in love. Do it in love because we're all still a work in progress. But if you love your mate and they love you, you all will be willing to stick it out. Go through the hard times together, cry together if you have to, and just get through it together in love.
Yeah, together. Together.
Together.
Dedra and I, we share an old love in a new world. Meaning, we don't care what nobody thinks. We do the necessary work in private. We talk. We get to understand it. That's what we do. And so, we still a work in progress. We ain't perfect, but we talk more. We listen more. We understand more. And we've gotten to the point where we decided to come to you so that you can glean from this and hopefully apply it. And don't waste no more time in your life. If you got somebody in your life, you need to make sure that they are for you. Sure. You ain't got no baby daddies. You ain't got no baby mamas. You got mothers and fathers. That's it. Ain't none of those crazy terminology. Ain't nowhere in the Bible where it says honor your baby mama or honor your baby father and your days shall be long. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Your mother and your father. So, if you watching this and you hearing what we saying and you're not a mother or a father yet, prepare yourself, thank God, first of all, and prepare yourself to be somebody's husband or somebody's wife. Not somebody that you just passing through, some time that you wasting, a time abider and all that. Come on, man. Can we connect and come together and have a lifelong journey together?
Right.
So when we birth children, they're gonna watch both parents be there, and they're gonna grow and become together. So whatever they become, it ain't got nothing to do with mom and dad, because we were there, we stuck it out. So if you don't have that, or you never had that, then you come into the relationship with something totally different. Now, is that fair? Is that fair? I'm gonna put your brakes on this right now. Is that fair for you to bring all that baggage into somebody else's life that ain't got nothing to do with it, don't know nothing about it? Is that fair? Think about it. Is that fair? Now, if you want, you can stop at you while you can. If you don't have that, sit down and talk. Say, look, write some goals, write some things. You got to do that stuff. Hey, look, are you discussing marriage? Are you talking about a future together? Are you talking about the rest of our life together? Or am I just going to end up being a baby mama? Left alone out here raising kids. And that ain't no joke. Am I going to be just a baby dad out here? Left alone raising kids? That ain't no joke. So you got to sit down, you got to count the cost, and you got to really think about the life legacy of this, not just for right now. We've sat down and we planned things. Look, I mean, we talk, we understand, we got to understand, look, I don't care what it is. I don't care what I got to do. This is something that I'm going to do because this is what I believe in. When you meet yours, you sit down and get understanding, you go through whatever with them. And you help them emotionally, you help them heal when they've been hurt. That's the power of a relationship that God brings together. You got to find out what they've been hurt. You got to get in there and roll your sleeves up and get your fingernails done.
Yeah, that's right.
And do the work.
If you love them.
If you love them. So you can reap the benefits. Because it is benefits that come with it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was for free. So, look, we're going to start doing these blogs and, every time we have a chance, we're going to come on and we want to hear what you got to say. So this is just like a prelude of basically an introduction of this. We just want to introduce ourselves. Baby, you did wonderful. Yes, Lord. You did wonderful. Super proud of you. And hey, y'all just keep on fighting. Don't quit no matter what. If it's worth it, go through it. Fight it. Love it.
Keep us lifted up too.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
And lastly, don't you quit. Not on each other. Find something to appreciate about them. Something to make you just say, hey, look, I ain't going nowhere. I appreciate you. You are not that. This is not that. We are all that.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Later. Appreciate everything. Looking forward to hearing from you now. And keep it real, too. Don't come with that fake phony stuff. Keep it real. Ask real questions and get real answers. All right?
All right. That was awesome.
You did wonderful.
You did pretty good yourself.
I tried.
This is good. We did good on this.
Love this woman here. She love her king too.
I do.
Ah.
Amen.